So, being last night, I didn't get to talk about the fragrance that I was supposed to talk about. I ended up talking about one from the House of Cremo. But tonight, I'm going to go ahead and get to the one I was initially going to do, and that is from the House of Bottega Veneta. This is Bottega Veneta Pour Homme. Stay tuned. So the fragrance that I'm going to talk about tonight, Bottega Veneta Pour Homme, is one I got in a trade recently. I was on Facebook and I came across a post, and a guy was trying to trade away some of his fragrances. And Bottega Veneta is a house that I actually was interested in trying to get to know a bit more about, but I just never came across any until a week or so ago. And I traded Hannah Mori him for this particular fragrance. And I, for one, am happy with the trade. There are going to be some people out there who say, oh man, that was dumb. You shouldn't have traded Hannah Mori. But I really didn't reach for that fragrance that much. It was a very nice fragrance. I did like it, but I just didn't reach for it much. And this one is a little bit more on the side of what I'm into nowadays, as far as being a little bit different. And we'll get to the notes in a bit, but presentation on this fragrance. I don't have a box, but I do have this bottle, and it is a nice looking bottle. Kind of simplistic, yes. See-through. This seems to have some kind of leather or pleather wrapping around the rim of it here. The cap is not a full size cap. It's just a little small cap that clicks on to the top. Atomizer is not bad on this fragrance either. Not sure if y'all can see that, but it's not bad at all. Could be better, but it's not the worst I've ever seen in a fragrance. So, man, that's got my area lit up. This is a 90 ml size bottle, so 3 fluid ounces. And as you can see, whoever the person was, they did use quite a bit of this, but not enough to make a significant dent in it that it would make a difference as far as the trade value. So let's get to some of the accords for this one. Now, this is Bottega Veneta Pour Homme for men. But these days, as you know, fragrance for some people doesn't have a gender. So I do feel like a woman can pull this off if they choose to. This is a woody, aromatic, very aromatic, I might add. It's aromatic. It's a fresh spicy. It has conifer, leather. It's balsamic, and it is fresh, which was quite surprising to me. And this was launched in 2013. And it says that this is a leather fragrance for men. And it is created by Daniela Andrier and Antoine Mason Doe. And if I mispronounce those names, I apologize. I'm not perfect. Top notes are Siberian pine, juniper, and bergamot. Middle notes, Canadian fir, clary sage, and pimento. Base notes are leather, patchouli, and labdanum. Now, what I get from this fragrance is pretty much what I got from the main accords. This is a very fresh and aromatic style fragrance. As you saw, the few sprays I did spray, it actually lit up this whole entire area. Like I'm actually in my garage, and it has my garage on blast right now. Very spicy, woody, There is, like it said, some leather in here. For me, this is quintessential to my collection as far as where I am right now in my journey. It's different. The conifer gives it kind of like this piney or pine tree kind of vibe. The leather is not like this rough and rugged style leather like you would get in like John Varvatos Dark Rebel or Dark Rebel Rider or something like that. This is more of like a tame leather. Very wearable. Very fresh, as I've already said before. You get this not fresh like a citrusy, like a super citrusy fragrance style fresh, but you do get this kind of, it's not really an out of the shower kind of fresh either. It's more like you're cooped up in the house all day and you just want to get outside and get some nice fresh air. It's almost that kind of fresh. And although it did say that it had, I believe, bergamot in it, you do get that kind of citrusy vibe from it, but it's not a overbearing or very strong citrusy kind of smell. It's just this kind of almost refreshing a bit, if that makes sense. I really like this fragrance, guys. I don't know what made me make the trade. I guess I when I saw it, I just instantly went to Google and I looked up the note breakdown on it, and it just seemed like something I would be interested in. Especially, like I said already 2 or 3 times, where I am in the space of fragrance right now, my personal journey. This is just right up my alley. This is just something that I know for myself satisfies me. It's not basic. It's not boring. It does have a bit of character. It has a little bit of depth to it. The degree of change that this fragrance goes through between the opening, the mid, and the dry down, I just absolutely love it. I have tested this fragrance several times over, and I can't speak for performance. And when I mean tested, I mean I've sprayed it on things or sprayed it in the air just to see what I got from it. But all in all, I'm very satisfied with this. Price point, I saw that you can pick this up on a website. Maybe it was the Bottega Veneta website for like $50-$60, maybe a little bit more. But I'm pretty sure you can find this on discounters. This is really priced around the same price you would find a lot of designer fragrances. And I'm not sure where this is characterized as far as is it designer or is it just some run-of-the-mill style fragrance house. I'm not totally sure, but that's my fault for not getting the information for you. But you can always Google it for yourself. Let's talk performance. As I've already stated, I have not tested this on skin, so therefore I really can't talk performance. But this does seem to be a fragrance that will get you, if I had to guess, at least 5, 6, maybe 7 hours of longevity. It's not polarizing, but it is strong. And I don't think that it would be something overly stringent on the nose. if you wore it inside a building, because this does have more of like a outdoorsy kind of vibe to it. Like some of the scents you will probably smell if you were camping or something like that. You know, you smell the pine trees, the pine needles. You would smell, you know, the pine cones, even the green pine cones, or the ones that have fallen off of the tree and on the ground, and they're already ripening, turning brown. That's just pretty much what I get from this fragrance. Performance, like I said, guys, I really don't like talking performance, because most times it's our personal experience with said fragrance, and what we may get or may not get, you may or may not get. So that's something that I believe that everyone should check out for themselves. If you can find a sample of it, definitely do so. I will leave some links if I find any in the description, so you can check those out. Also, I'll leave 2 of the subscription websites. One in which I'll mention here, Royalty Scents, is one of the 2 sites that I use. I get 1 fragrance from each one of those fragrance companies a month. One of them, I think you can do 2, but it'll cost you a little more. It'll jump from, I think, $10 or $15 to about $30 for 2. I think it's like 8 or 9 ml size decant sprays with the lipstick atomizers. I'm pretty sure a lot of you've seen those, but I'll leave those websites also linked, and you can check those out. I don't get paid for those. They don't send me anything for free. I am a subscriber to both of those sites, Royalty Scents, and the other one is Lux SB. So check those out. And I definitely think a lot of you will be interested in this style fragrance from Bottega Veneta. So definitely look into this one, guys. Trust me. If you are on a path of wanting something a little bit different than the norm, than a whole bunch of typical freshies that are going to smell like Dior Sauvage or Bleu de Chanel or YSL, any one of those flankers, then definitely check out Bottega Veneta Pour Homme, guys. All right, guys, so that is my time, and hopefully you all get to check out Bottega Veneta Pour Homme. If you've had any dealings with this fragrance or any other fragrance from this company, let me know in the comment section and what your experience was with it. My name is Keith. Here is to smelling great